Welcome friends. I'm Anil Kumar Dharam explaining you the planned scope management process and scope management knowledge area in this video. As continuing with the previous video where I gave a brief introduction to scope management, keywords used and predictive versus agile life cycle. In this video, I'm going to explain you about the first process, that is planned scope management process, which falls under planning process group in more detail. That is about its inputs, tools and techniques and outputs. Planned scope management defined as the process of creating a scope management plan that documents how the project and product scope will be defined, validated and controlled. So it provides a guidance and direction on how the scope will be managed throughout the project. So in general, if I explain, we can define as it acts like an instructor who guides and gives direction to the project for how the scope will be managed during the course of the project. Hope you understand the definition of the plan's scope management. Okay, let's start with the ITTOs. That means inputs, tools and techniques and outputs. So the key inputs for this process are the project charter, the project lifecycle, and OPS, that is organizational process assets. The project charter. What is project charter? The project charter includes a high-level description of the project, service or result, where the project lifecycle breaks the project into different phases that will go to produce the service or result. I mean the product. Here we can use the old project history records also, our lessons learned for planning efforts. So in addition to these inputs, every project has a development approach. That could be a plan driven, that is predictive or waterfall model, and change driven, agile or adaptive or iterative, or combination of both, that is a hybrid. So already explained you about this the development approaches in my previous video. So let's discuss on tools and techniques of this planned scope management process. That is, we have expert judgment, data analysis, and meetings. What is expert judgment? Expert judgment means, as you know, inputs will be collected from all the individuals or a group of people with specialized training and knowledge. Whereas the data analysis is the collecting the requirements from different ways and elaborating the project and product scope. It means that we are using different alternate methods for collecting the requirements. Hope you understand the expert judgment, data analysis. Now, and the last tool and technique is meeting, which is very important technique in all the project management processes. That includes discussion with all the stakeholders. That means the project manager, the project sponsor, selected project team members, selected stakeholders, or anyone who directly or indirectly involved in this project will gather and come to a conclusion on the meetings. So this is very important technique which you will come across in PM Box 6 many times in all the different processes. So let's discuss on the key points for this process. Key outputs. That is, we have two key outputs this process, that is scope management plan and the request management plan. Only this process will produce two outputs which are important for the scope. First, with the scope management plan. What is scope management plan? In this, the scope will be planned in three parts: planned, executed, and controlled. Once the scope management plan is completed, it becomes part of the project management plan, and the project manager has the right and guides the project until it closes. So it is a good practice that once a product and project scope is defined, then only we have to start working on the project. Hope you understand the importance of the scope management plan. The second output is requirement management plan. This plan also refers to a business analysis plan. That means this plan explains us that describes a method to use identify the requirements, and also once we have all the requirements in place, it decides what has to be done to analyze, manage and track the changes, inclusions or exclusions, that all will be clarified in this document. So these two outputs, scope management plan, requirements management plan, are the parts of the project management plan. So hope you understand the important outputs, the scope management plan and the requirements management plan. Let's move to the next discussion, for which I've already explained you the difference between the product and the project scope in my last session. That is, the work performed to deliver a product, service or result with the specified features and functions is a project scope, whereas the features and functions that categorized a product is product scope. So hope you now clearly understand. We have another example, that is the game development life cycle, in which stages of the game project management refers to the product scope, and also the characteristics of the product refers to the product scope. So that's all. So we have completed the first process in project management, that is plant scope management. So let's move to the next process in the next video, that is collect requirements. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly provide your feedback to the given email ID, and please subscribe my channel and encourage. Bye for now. We'll again meet in the next video, collect requirements in scope management.